Hi everyone and welcome to another video from Despair Repair. My Skoda has a coolant leak. It is located on the thermal switch on the radiator. I don't know how much you know about cars, but I'll show you the leak later in the video. Anyway, this is a great opportunity to show you how to find a coolant leak on your car. This is a fairly common problem on most cars, especially on older and high mileage cars, and solving it can be a bit of a problem, especially if you don't have any tools. What I'm going to show you comes from my own personal experience, and it is more or less the common way to do this. So I hope this video helps. Stay tuned.
DespairRepair.com. Be sure to visit us at our website DespairRepair.com, where you can find more useful car and driving tips.
Dear viewers, before we start, I would just like to mention, if you don't like this method, since this is a bit primitive and winging the whole thing, you have specific tools for solving these kinds of problems. What I've seen that most mechanics, dealerships, technicians use is a pressure pump and a UV dye system for the coolant. The pressure pump is essentially a set of adapters in a nice briefcase and those adapters are meant for the coolant bottle. You screw them onto the coolant bottle instead of the cap. Use a manual or electrical pump to pressurize the system. And once you do that, since the engine is off, everything is quiet, you can either see the leaks visually, you'll see the coolant dripping, or you can hear the hissing sound coming from the leak. Okay, very good system. Again, most mechanics use this to save themselves some time and find the leak as soon as possible. The other, UV dye, you put this UV liquid into the coolant system, you turn on the engine, let it work for some time. After that, you turn the engine off, put the glasses on, use a UV lamp. With that lamp, you can see traces of coolant where it's sort of a shiny color. So if you come across these tools, buy them. The only problem is that you have to spend some serious money, especially for the pressure pump. The UV dye is not that expensive. It's a couple of dozen euros here in my country, but the pressure pump, if you want to buy it, is a couple of €100 with all the adapters and everything. So I don't know, if you have the will and you have the money, buy it. No tool will be bought in vain. But if you're going to use this just for one time, then perhaps you can use this method we're showing you first and then consider that. Besides all this, even in my country, you have the option to rent such a tool. You pay a fee, rent the tool, and perhaps that's the best solution for solving this in a DIY manner. Now, for this, as I mentioned, you won't need any kind of tools. All you'll need is an old piece of cardboard big enough to cover the area under the engine of the car, and you'll need a decent flashlight so you have some good illumination of the engine bay so you can see actually where the leak is. Having good lighting to find this kind of problem is very important. Now, one of the first things you can do, and this is the most simple step, and check if you have a coolant leak, is to, when approaching your car at the parking lot, in this case in the shed or in a garage, take a look under the engine and see if there are any traces of leaks. In this case, where the leak is on the Skoda, there are two small smudges right under the place where the thermal switch is leaking. And since I took a look, I immediately know that there is some kind of problem and that I should check it. Also, you can see by these kinds of traces what is the intensity of the problem. So for instance, here you can see that there are two smudges, so it's not that big of a leak. Also, it may be an occasional leak since coolant leaves traces. But if I was to find big puddles under the car and dripping from the engine bay, from the underside, I know I would have a serious bigger leak. Now, once you concluded that those stains under the car are in fact coolant and not engine oil, washer fluid, water, or something else, then you should check the level of coolant fluid. So go to the coolant reservoir and see if the level is between minimum and maximum. If it is at minimum or below minimum, then you definitely have a problem. Also, if you noticed a low coolant level numerous times, if you do regular checks on your car, which we always recommend to do on a regular basis, if that level is always low and you constantly have to add coolant, then it is time to check the engine bay, check the coolant system for leaks. Once you've seen that the coolant level is low, you have nothing more to wait for. You should check the engine bay. Now, to do this, I would recommend to take off the engine cover. In case of the Skoda, the engine cover is big. It is the airbox all combined in one, and it covers a big space. We've made a specific video on this topic, how to take off the engine cover on the Skoda, but also showing the basic principle how to take off the engine cover on other cars. If you're interested in watching that video, I'll leave a link in the corner of this video and in the video description. You don't have to take off the engine cover on your car if it is smaller, if you have access to the engine bay without any problems. But in most cases, you know, these engine covers are sort of an obstacle to see things around the engine. So again, I would recommend taking it off since it will be much easier. So now we're going to do it on the Skoda. On the Skoda, it's not that hard to do. There are just rubber grommets holding it. There's a hose on the side like this, and we'll take the cover off. Now, one more thing that is super important when making an inspection inside the engine bay. Be as thorough as possible. What is perhaps the biggest problem with finding a coolant leak? That is, it's misleading. Always take a look at the vicinity of the leak. I'll take the thermal switch again since there's a real leak there. For instance, you can think that there is the thermal switch, but also look around and you can see residue on the radiator. So it could be the connection between the plastic housing and the radiator, for instance. If you were to see the same thing on this hose here, you can think it could be the clamp, it could be the hose, it could be a cracked housing here. If you were to look on this part here where the thermostat is and the temperature sensor, it could leak onto the engine block, onto the floor, and again, it can be very, very misleading. So always make a thorough check. You may otherwise end up on a wild goose chase, you know, at least this is what I've experienced numerous times. You think it's one thing, it's a cracked hose or something, when in fact it's a cracked housing. Sometimes the coolant leak will only show when the engine is hot and when the coolant is pressurized. This is a pretty common case, and if you can't find the leak while the engine is cold, then turn on the engine, wait until it reaches working temperature, and then take a look at these places we've shown you, make the inspection. Lots of times it will show itself then. Sometimes you don't have to wait for the engine to reach working temperature. The leak shows itself only after a couple of minutes. So have this in mind when searching for the leak, and don't overlook this, as it may cost you a lot of time and nerves to find it, and only to conclude that the leak will show itself only while the engine is working. The biggest problem with this is that the coolant, especially if it's a minor leak like with a punctured hose, for instance, the coolant may spray onto a heated engine and it simply evaporates immediately. And there's not a chance that you'll find the leak until it becomes more serious.
Once you have a good view of the engine bay, take the flashlight and start searching for the leak. If you have a stain under the car, first search the part of the engine that's above the stain or the leak. First, check all of the hoses, pipes and clamps. Loose clamps and brittle hoses are the most common causes of leaks. Also, check the hoses that enter the heater core and the clamps on them. Next, check the coolant reservoir, mainly the cap and the hoses leading to it. If that's okay, then check the radiator, the thermostat housing, thermal switch, and most importantly, the timing belt cover, since the water pump is located under it. If you see leaks from there, react as soon as possible so coolant doesn't damage the timing belt or make it slip and skip afterwards. If all of this is okay, then go to the front footwells inside the passenger cabin and search for coolant leaks on the carpets. If there are leaks, you probably have a bad heater core. All in all, make a thorough inspection of the whole coolant system. Here, some knowledge about your car will really help, since you'll know where all the parts of the coolant system are, making it much easier to find the leak.
Now, I'll show you where the leak on the Skoda is. So, it is right here on the driver's side. We're going below the battery, and I hope you can see this. And this is where a good flashlight comes in handy. I'm using the camera light, and there you have the leak. I think it is the washer for the thermal switch. In a worst case, it is the radiator, and it's causing the leak. All in all, it will need an inspection, probably a thermal switch replacement, is leaking right down onto the plastic undercover protection and onto the ground and forming the smudges and stains. Now, what's very important here as another sign that you found the leak, and that is the pink white residue. I hope you can see this around the thermal switch and on the radiator in this case. If it was in another place, for instance, near a hose, another place on the radiator, near the heater core, you would see this same pink residue around the leak, besides the leak itself, besides everything being damp. So when you see this, the leak is somewhere in the vicinity, or you've actually found it. Now, dear viewers, I went under the car to show you. As you can see, coolant is dripping from the plastic protective undercover. The coolant is going from the thermal switch down onto the plastic and down onto the ground. Now, on this part, what I must say is that when you see this, it can be misleading. In what way? Well, as you can see, there is a drip here, but there is also a drip here. It's about almost 20 centimeters away. And you may think that there is a bad radiator, a bad hose or something like that, when in fact there is a bad thermal switch. So when you see this under the car, this is just to, raise the alarm, give you an overview where the leak might be, but to get a better picture, you must make the inspection we're showing in this video. Now, dear viewers, I don't know if you can see me since the camera angle is a bit awkward, but if all of these inspections fail that we've shown you, so you can't find where the leak is, but it's coming somewhere from the engine bay, there is the old system with the cardboard. So you take the cardboard and best to do this overnight, especially if it's a minor leak, okay? You put the cardboard under the car. The bigger the cardboard, the better. The point is that it should cover the whole area under the engine. Just put it under there and best leave it overnight. And on the cardboard in the morning, when you pull it out, you'll see a stain where the leak is, okay? It won't be super precise, but you'll get a very good idea where it's coming from. So, dear viewers, there you have the whole primitive system that should help you find a coolant leak. What can I say? It may be primitive, but it is very effective. On all my previous cars, when I had these kinds of problems, and most of them had since they were higher mileage cars, I managed to find the problem without using any kind of professional tools. Again, using professional tools is the best and most precise way, but if you don't have any other option, this should do for first hand. One thing I must mention, and with this I will conclude this video, and that is make regular checkups on your car regarding coolant leaks. If you check the coolant on your car on a regular basis, you'll notice a low coolant level on time. When you notice a low coolant level, you may look, if you haven't looked to that point under the car and see a coolant leak and a puddle. Thanks to this, you will go and make an inspection inside the engine bay. Perhaps you'll find the problem and you'll solve it on time. Otherwise, if you don't, a lack of coolant will cause engine overheating, and this can then cause engine damage to the head gasket, to the engine head, and all in all, it can cause very big and costly car trouble. So, dear viewers, that's it for this time. I hope this simple method will help you find a coolant leak. If you find the time, visit us at our channel. We have other car-related, maintenance-related, driving-related videos that should help you around the car and to keep it in good shape. Thanks for watching and thanks for your time.